Action. The one, the only. The one, the only. The one, the only.
In the life with Steve Stanulis.
Welcome to In the Life with Steve Stanulis. I'm Steve Stanulis. We have an amazing show tonight. After last week, we have amazing guests each and every week. We bump up it and we have a great time. We're going to have a great time tonight. We're going to start off with a bang because I do have no guest host this evening. Mr. J. Benjamin is still not back with me, so we're just going to be solo tonight. So we're going to bring them out right now. Let's bring out your guests, Lauren Kelston and Janet Miranda. Lauren and Janet, come on up. Good to see you guys.
How are you?
How you been? You're very tall today.
Thank you.
How you guys doing? What's happening?
Oh, I like blend into
You do.
the
I can't even see you. I just see like a face right now.
I didn't plan that.
I just see what's happening. What are you guys up to?
Yes, you did. You came here the day before yesterday.
I did. I
You're
was
color
scoped.
blend.
I scoped this
You
out.
did scope. So what's been happening?
Well, we're really excited because Jen and I work on this wonderful movie.
And we have the director here as well.
We do,
Death
Franklyn.
is no escape.
It's amazing.
Did everybody catch that? Death is no escape. I think it's deathisnoescape.com. Is that right?
I
Yes,
think,
yes.
I think
Death
it
is
has.
no
Hopefully
Escape.com
that's
once
running
again.
along the bottom of the screen
Well,
right
hopefully we are. Hopefully we
You
are.
got
So,
it. Okay.
so tell us the whole
So
process.
it
The whole
was an
process.
amazing process. Franklyn put together this wonderful cast, and we shot. We're just gonna compliment each other.
We miss each other.
I'm going to go to the bathroom.
We've seen each
I'll
other
be
for
back.
so long. It's like, you know.
Yeah, we started shooting about a year ago and shot for a few months on a very low, no budget kind of situation. Franklyn spearheaded this amazing production with cast and crew, and one of the coolest parts was all the kids. There's a lot of kids in
I
his
can't begin
neighborhood.
to explain to you.
Before we get into that, what was the process of the whole audition process and how did that?
Audition. Well, Franklyn and I worked together a lot.
Okay.
So he was kind of like, this is the part that I want you to read for. How do you feel about that? Come in and read with the crew. And I was like, is that okay?
And you?
I actually have a little bit of an interesting story. I came there to audition for Myra, the fortune teller. And I
can see
came
that.
there
You're
with
like a
this
little-
crazy costume that I put together in my house with these beads hanging down and all this jingly stuff happening. And I read for Myra, and Franklyn later called me and said, well, I think I'd like to see you come in and read for Wendy.
Really?
And I was super excited because Wendy is the lead,
So you
along
went
with
from a
her
fortune
lead.
teller to being part of the lead of the movie.
Yeah, and it was an amazing experience. I mean, the whole thing was great. First of all, the artwork is amazing, starting with the script, you know.
Well, what is the whole synopsis of the movie? How did?
We can't tell you too much. You're
Well, I
gonna
mean, you
have
give
to
a
come
little
and see
something.
it.
Well, I'm going to come see it anyway.
So the concept is based off of the idea of ghost hunters.
Okay.
So Wendy and Lisa, our characters, are part of this ghost hunting crew.
And Wendy and Lisa from the Prince band too. In the Revolution. Wendy and Lisa?
We could have been. I mean, you
probably
know.
could have done that, yeah.
Okay.
Could have been. I mean,
Okay,
we
so
were
Wendy and
interesting
Lisa.
characters.
So we're two of the characters. I think there are 5 of us in this
Yeah,
ghost
yeah.
hunting crew, and the story is these 2 teenagers submit that their apartment complex is haunted.
Okay.
And the show, our ghost hunting show, is running a game or a competition. Like if your house is haunted, then
It's
you
like a
win.
Very
major
very
check.
exact.
Then you win a big check,
Yes.
right? You win $25,000. So we go to check out this apartment, and we encounter all sorts of beings and creatures and
But
things.
the coolest thing is, each of our characters, we actually had a reason to be there. We weren't just
Random.
I understand, ghost hunters, they're just kind of random kids that get together and they kind of shoot, what they believe are ghosts, I think.
Do you guys believe in ghosts?
Sure.
After what we saw in that basement,
Really?
oh my God! I mean,
Really?
doors slamming, lights flickering. We're ready to film. Everybody's ready. I mean, it was hot. It was 100 degrees down there.
It
We
was
were all
today.
ready to go. We had
Really?
to shut off the air.
Everybody
and
was
everything.
watching somewhere else out of the state. It's like 105 degrees.
It's crazy
Yes.
hot in New York City.
But as I was saying, all of a sudden, as we were ready to roll, the director calls action. As soon as he calls action, everything blacks out.
Really?
Oh my
It's a
god.
funny experience.
So, but that's actually cool because like when you're actually shooting, you actually kind of
You're like
Oh
very
man, I
in the
was like
moment,
so
yeah.
reacting to everything that was happening. Like even the director was telling me, stop reacting to the ghosts and just focus on the movie. I was like, oh my god, where am I? Where am I?
really.
Oh my
So it was
god.
really, really haunted.
Oh my god, we heard
It's-
like
Get
footsteps on.
Get out.
You will see when you see the movie. Some of that stuff is real. Some of
Really?
the stuff that's going on. I mean, listen, you have to be there.
Now where is it? Where's
Speechless.
where is it?
Actually, the screenings are taking place in the actual haunted location. You should check it out.
That's
Also
actually
on the
cool.
website.
That's actually pretty cool.
Yes, on
Yeah, it's
Avenue
very cool.
H for help.
Out in
But
Brooklyn.
we can't give you any more information. It's private, confidential stuff that you can find on the web, of course.
All right, well, awesome, very cool.
Yes.
Now, is this your first time working? Not first time working. Your
No,
first time with
I'm
Franklyn.
Yes.
Franklyn and I, it's an awesome story. We met in 2006
Okay.
and shot a film called Last Night in Brooklyn. Franklyn actually found me on, if we all remember this, MySpace, the MySpace.
What's that?
It was like this thing. It's like
It's the previous Facebook.
it's like really old.
Right.
I'm dating myself
You are
right
dating
now.
yourself.
Apparently.
Oh,
But it
you're
was
not.
like one of those amazing stories that's like
Were you
wrote
playing like
me
a television when he
message.
called you?
It was one of those cell phones in the car with the cord that
With
I
the big
picked
thing,
up.
with the
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah.
Like Zach Morris phone.
I got you, right.
Yeah, so he found me on Facebook and wrote me this message that was like, I want to send you this script. You look like the character I wrote in my, like when I wrote it in my head. And
Right.
I was so flattered, and he was offering to send the script, and why not? So we
Right.
worked on that film together. Then we did a zombie movie together.
So this is not your first.
And this is not my
Horror
first
film.
horror, and it's not my first film with Franklyn, and it was just another
Yeah.
great experience.
Wow.
Yeah.
And now is this your first horror film?
No, I did a really creepy movie at Bloody Mary's, and I got to play a vampire.
Awesome.
You know,
What do you
and,
do? We gotta get us. Do that little
You
thing.
need
Yeah,
to see it.
Do a little bit. That's very
You
cool.
know, but
Nice.
That's nice.
My vein is pulsating a little bit,
I think mine is.
Yeah,
but you know, no, I'm
Jesus.
kidding.
So again, so it was
Um,
Bloody Mary.
Yeah, Bloody Marys. But I tell you, this film is not like any other film that we worked on. I mean, you know, aside from when I first took a look at the script, you know, I kept saying to Franklyn, like, this is like an amazing piece of art, you know.
Wow.
It's not just a film, and it just took a life of its own, as Franklyn says. And, you know, what he did was amazing with the artwork and the masks, and you guys really have to check it out. And those children, I mean,
Yeah,
he
no,
took these
let's
kids.
touch on
So
that.
I was
You had
starting to
mentioned
say what
that
was
earlier.
so awesome is, so we shot in and around this apartment complex in Brooklyn, and there's all sorts of kids running around, and like I said, it was this time last year, so
Sure.
they're just out of school,
Right.
and we'd be people in makeup and costumes running around getting ready to shoot, and the kids just wanted to be part of the crew and hang out.
Oh, really?
And he did cast, some of them are in it as ghosts and different characters and
Yeah.
stuff, and the kids wanted to hold the, when you're like, take one,
Slate.
and yeah, you slate, and they like love that. Sorry, I know, I'm terrible. So
What was
it's
this?
like,
Do that again? I don't know.
this thing,
That's
take
it.
one. Damn it. And
Those kids, what they were doing,
they loved it.
it's just amazing. I mean, some of those kids, you know, and what was so touching, and it was really touching, was that, you know, at the end of everything, Franklyn said, you know, I really hope that you guys actually pursue film.
Yeah.
I really hope to
So
actually
Franklyn might have
teach you guys
changed a lot.
something.
You might have the
did.
next Ricky Schroeder.
And he took these kids that are neighborhood children that, you know,
Did I say Ricky Schroeder just now?
You did.
Well, I'm dating myself now. Anyway.
That's okay. I
Yeah.
just
Slay it,
did
slay it,
So.
Do that one more time.
Cut.
Ricky Schroeder. Yeah, I'm sorry.
Sorry.
Gotta be done.
Let's go on the
oh,
trip.
that's right, Nestle again.
Proceed. There you go. Nice. Very
So,
good.
Sorry, bit.
he took these kids from the neighborhood, and you know, Brooklyn is a tough place to live. You know,
Right. Which part of Brooklyn?
for every dollar is a dream, right? So
Which
It's
part
out
of
in
Brooklyn?
Midwood.
Midwood.
it's in Midwood, but actually giving these kids, you know, hope, and actually really giving them an opportunity to be a part of, you know, a piece of art where people are getting together and actually synergizing and creating something so beautiful, you know. And at the end of the day, the story itself, it is really about someone who actually died.
Oh, okay, so it's based, loosely based.
Well, I don't know if it's loosely based, but there was someone that actually died in that basement. Maybe it was a coincidence, I don't know.
I didn't hear that story.
Oh, you didn't get the link?
I didn't. I'm not
Slate
getting
that.
stuff.
Slate that over again. Nice.
Apparently she didn't get the link, but you know.
I wouldn't. I mean, I would believe it.
Yeah.
Like in that space,
But you know, Lauren and I, we studied acting, both of us. Pretty much, I think, method. You're also method, right?
I like to say I do everything.
Do you really? You busy lady? No. Slate that. Slate that.
Someone else slate that.
Yeah.
I'm not doing
No,
it.
but for
I
everyone, wait, real quick.
I don't
Before
know.
anybody,
Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. For everybody in the audience who doesn't know what method acting is.
Sure. So there's all different types of acting techniques that came out of a group of people who were known as the group theater.
Mm.
This is back in the day. After Stanislavski, who is Russian, started creating this technique, and then people made it into their own thing. So there's the method, which is one of them, which is I think the Godfather used to talk about using the method. What's his name?
Slate.
Well, there's
Oh, stop
Stanislavski,
slating.
there's Meisner.
No. I was, there's different actors.
Well,
who are
what basic
talking about
method,
things.
again,
Right,
is
and
basically
certain actors are like,
living as the character.
Right, I use
becoming
this,
the
and
character.
you are right. So, for me, just personally as an actress, like what I choose to do is I like to study all sorts of different techniques, kind of fill the tool belt, so that when I'm working on different projects, you can kind of pull different techniques out for what works with that character. So, the character I played was she channels the ghosts. Was my character, and
So did you like go home and like?
so it's not really like Lauren can relate to that. So I had to find something else to like really use my imagination. So you might say it's a little more like Stella Adler, which was she uses a little more imagination technique versus method, which is using experiences from your own past.
Right.
So yeah, I mean I still study acting. I'm starting a new class in a couple of weeks, but there's nothing like getting together with a group of people who are committed to their craft,
Yes.
working in a group, and like really dedicated to like powerful moments in every take. And I think that's
Yeah.
what, working with really great people who are just professional and again, you guys will meet Franklyn in a few minutes. He puts that together and makes it
You're
happen.
really building up Franklyn. He's gonna
Okay,
have
you
a lot
better
to-
live up to this, Franklyn.
Well, we already, it's a little bad because you're on the slating, so we're
I
gonna,
know.
I'm gonna have to
You have to
recommend
cut all
Franklyn.
this. I know.
But no. So
I will say she did an amazing job with the that scene where you
Oh,
were
thank
actually
you.
pulling, information.
what were you pulling?
Space.
Well, before we let you guys go, once again, I just want you to tell everyone one at a time. Tell the camera and everybody out there in the world how we can find you guys.
World!
Alright, hi everybody.
48,000, 50,000 people watching.
Wow, I'm so honored. Thank
Yeah.
you so much for tuning in and checking it out. My name is Lauren Kelston. I have a website under that name, laurenkelston.com. I'm also on Facebook. And
Is it under your name, Lauren?
it is under my name. And don't send creepy messages, otherwise I will change them. Okay, send creepy messages.
Yes. Or slate them.
Or slate them.
You can just find me at janetmiranda.net. Pretty simple, I just want to say one other thing.
No, that's it.
In case you missed
Okay.
it, it's deathisnoskate.com.
Got it.
And there's like a rhythm to it. Deathisnoskate.com. So like when you go home later tonight, just say deathisnoskate.com.
Yeah, and spread the word. It's a great movie.
Lauren and John, you mind hanging out for a little while?
Yeah, I'd love to hang out with
Hey,
you.
come take a bow at the end of the show with everyone?
No problem.
Yes, we will.
All right.
Thank
Lauren
you,
and John.
Steve.
2 minutes, 2 seconds.
Believe this?
Believe what?
That these pricks find ghosts every week.
You don't believe in ghosts?
Glenn, there's a woman staring at us. God, Glenn, she has no legs. She has no legs. Move. Let's go.
Kristen,
Let's go. Move.
I think it just wants 25 grand.
What?
Hey.
Now, right now, the building super won't even take 10 steps towards that door right there.
I could if I was a crazy white person who runs towards ghosts.
The walls are bleeding.
This location is the most active location I have ever been part of.
That basement is like a phone booth. Only you don't know the number.
I've never experienced anything like that. It was dark, black. I don't remember anything.
Show yourselves. Prove it. Show yourselves to me. Better get closer.
Phil, say sorry!
She's making us finish this.
You know, I really wish I knew this was real before we came down here.
Well, would you have come?
No!
Welcome back to Keep Your Life with Steve Stanulis. I'm Steve Stanulis. We have two amazing guests. We're going to keep it going right now. As you've seen the trailer, we're going to bring him out right now. The director of Death Has No Escape. Let's get it up from the one, the only Franklyn of Cypher. Franklyn, you got a lot to live up to, my brother.
I've heard, I've been told
You were like Jesus on the cross. Oh my God.
Let's keep you off the cross.
Yeah, let's keep you off the cross
Yeah.
until I see the film, then I'll throw you back on. So what's going on?
Well, we just made a great horror movie.
I heard.
Like, let me go further back.
Yeah, let's because
Ask
we
away,
spoke
actually.
earlier. You told me this whole great story about how everything came to be and
Yes.
the theater and your house. All that stuff is amazing. So let's
This
take it
whole
back.
process has been just phenomenal. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna go back about 5 years ago. My girlfriend and I were living in Boston, and we were about to move back to Brooklyn. And our house was in shambles, all the boxes, everything. So it was a weird energy in the house. I'm asleep that night, and I feel a presence above me. All right, like literally above me. My eyes are closed, and I'm like, in my head, I'm just messing around. I'm like, I'm gonna open my eyes, and you probably don't want to be right there. I feel the second I say that in my head.
Now that was a succubus, right?
No.
That wasn't.
Thank God, because it wouldn't be a gust of wind. It'd be a gust of meat.
I always wanted to meet a succubus.
I don't. I like my stuff with a living person.
No,
You know?
kind of.
So I look over there, right, where the wind went, and there is a colonial man, all like as clear as me, but all in white tones, like gradation of white to show a delineation of like a button or glasses, and it looked like Benjamin Franklin, just tall and stretched.
Now, how many were you doing mushrooms at that point?
Nope.
Oh.
Completely sober, completely right there.
Okay.
And like I'm looking at this dude, and he's looking at me, and I'm noticing that this dude is illuminated, but there's no light reflection on the wall or on the floor, and yet I can see light shining through the bathroom door through him. And I'm like, you're not here, but you're here.
What did he say to you?
Nothing. And I'm looking at him, and he's looking at me, but that's the thing, like we're both aware of each other, okay?
So it was an intelligent one.
It was an intelligent spirit. Now here, you did your research, my friend.
It wasn't a residual.
Not a residual.
That's not intelligent.
That's not. That's
Your
repeated, you know? This dude, in my head, was looking at, because he probably lived there, probably looking at this bed thinking, there's a black man in my bed.
Right, like I should be like,
What's
cleaning
going
shit.
on?
What's he doing?
You
He's
know?
sleeping in my bed.
So he was confused, I'm confused, we're looking at each other. This is about 5 minutes now. I didn't say a word. I touched my girl. My girl wakes up, she goes, who's the man in white at the door? I don't know
She
why.
said it just like that?
Just like that. Who's the man in white at the door? With a lot higher voice.
okay.
A lot prettier.
Scaring me.
sounding.
All right.
Yeah. That would have scared the hell
Yeah,
out of me.
it would have scared the shit out of me.
Who's the man in white at the door?
That would have been scary.
Oh!
I would have ran to the entity.
Oh
Say,
my
"Let's
God.
Get the fuck out of
Just
here."
go. Get me out of here. Bring me back my girl.
Exactly.
But that scared me because I know the realization that this was real.
Right, yeah.
I turned back to my girl, and turned back, it's gone, of course.
Right.
So that got me into these ghost shows because I started doing research. I'm like, what the hell is this?
Right.
This dude was here. Like, here, you know?
Right.
So I wanted to know. So I started watching these ghost shows, Ghost Hunters, Paranormal Investigations.
Now, do you believe in all those ghosts? I mean, like, I know Zach.
I
know Zach very well.
Yeah. Oh, you know Zach?
I know Zach. Yes,
Oh.
I know. Yes.
I based
He's
the character.
actually-
I based parts of the character.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I know him very well.
Yeah, cool.
And I always question if because every show they get something.
Right.
Which is hard to do.
Which is something that I question also.
Yeah, I mean, you know, once in a while, if you come up empty, you come up empty. But every time they catch something,
Right.
so.
And you also gotta factor in the human spirit.
Right.
Your emotions are strong.
Right.
Your emotions are gonna dictate what you think that sound is.
Right.
So sometimes you catch it, sometimes you don't. I play with that in the film too.
Right.
Now, what I found interesting in those shows was that, number one. Then I was curious about how their relationships interact with each other.
Right.
Because it's a show.
Right.
There are characters on a show. There's a behind the scenes.
And reality is also all storyboarded.
Exactly.
You can't just reality because let's have a camera, let's go.
Right.
That would be reality. But
That kind of kept me thinking.
Right.
So then I wanted to do a show that showed the background of these characters and these characters in a situation that's way over their head. Here's the next thing I noticed. Granted, I'm an urban kid. I noticed they're usually not in urban places. You never see them in a Brooklyn basement.
Yeah, how come they never haunt like?
Because Brooklyn ghosts are badass. It's that simple. All right, you got a gangster ghost looking at you, you got a problem. You know, so
Yeah.
that's kind of where I think. So I was like, you know what, I want to put this into a city urban area. You know, so I did that, and I used the way that ghost looked as my template for all my ghosts. Then I started using research for other types of ghosts, because then I started wondering. There's ghosts that appear as a human being like you, some that are lit, some that are...
How do you know I'm not a ghost right now?
I wouldn't unless I touched you. I will wait, all right? But,
That's another show down the line, but anyway.
So, I mean, but the question was, why? So then I started thinking that it's the spirit of these beings that are translating how they might think they are. Okay? So this already gave me an entire visual platform to play with here.
Right.
We got shadow ghosts, we got light beings, we got evil monsters, like, and then it's all geared by this one puppeteer poltergeist that is controlling everything in the film. Now, that's the background, that's how it all came about. This film is about those ghost hunters getting into a situation way over their heads where you cannot do the reality TV shtick anymore.
Right.
It's like, I know this is my character, I know this is your character, this isn't gonna work. We're being haunted.
Right.
That's what this movie's about. That concept alone got people online. We got this.
Yeah,
film.
tell everybody
Yeah.
that's a really interesting how you got raised money
Yeah.
and how you're actually filming.
The whole thing was based on the kindness of strangers. Like, this film is crowdsourced, which means basically people who were interested in the subject matter and in us decided, I like what you're doing, I'll give you $5, I'll give you $25, I'll give you $100 for a film credit. And we were able to raise the amount of money to get started.
What was the budget, if you don't mind me asking?
I will say the entire budget I'm going to include donated man hours. Because to use it just financially is insulting to me. Also, not that you insulted me, but $50,000
oh, wow.
is how we got this movie done.
And it's a full feature, 90
full
minutes.
feature, 98 minutes.
98 minutes.
Special effects, soundtrack written by Melvin Van Peebles.
Well, that's right, we spoke
Yeah,
about it.
legendary 70s blaxploitation director. So everyone online got us the money to start. We all donated our time. None of us took a cent. We worked through heat like this all summer, and we got this thing produced. Now, the week we finished the film, we lost our special effects artist to economic conditions. So he had got a real job and couldn't work with us anymore.
Right.
So I had to teach myself how to do all the special effects.
That's wild.
It was wild. It was probably the worst thing I've ever had to do, you know. It was 9 months before the festival starts, so we gotta get done.
Right.
And it has to be good. You know what I mean? So it was like no sleeping.
Yeah, because all the horror fans were always very, very critical and very...
Yes.
They have to make sure everything is just right.
Yes.
So, yeah.
So like the good thing is that they're that rabid about their art. but they are that rabid, so you can't screw them.
You
know what I mean?
Right.
Right. So then we started screening the movie. All right. Well,
tell everybody how you did that.
basically,
That's unique.
after we were finishing the film, people kept donating money to us to enter festivals. So once we got entered about 8 or 9 festivals, we started to realize that we needed to show this movie to people in our neighborhood, all the people who were involved, and we did. We converted our location, which incidentally we found out was haunted. And I heard Lauren talking about this. During the production, I never acknowledged the fact that the place was actually haunted. Like, Janet was the first person to be always like, is something going on in here? I feel things. And I was like, no, just listen to the scene. Because you don't want to say anything that's going to make it, you're a free production. You don't want any reason to stay home. You know what I mean? Right. So, after the film was done, I found out that there was a woman named Nadine who had a very tragic story. She lived in California with her family. Fell in love with a guy who was a drug addict in Brooklyn, in our basement. And left her family, lived out here, partied a life, overdosed. He actually was with her when she overdosed, but then went to hang out with other friends looking for an alibi. Came home, oh my God, she overdosed. Call the police. You have no liability towards this.
Right.
I feel like if that was my loved one who I left my family for, I'd be a little uncomfortable too. You know?
Right.
So I'm very respectful in the space, and I talk very pleasantly.
You think she might be a succubus?
No. I would assume that you wouldn't want that.
No, I'm kidding.
You want to find your young hot succubus.
Right, you want a hot succubus.
Right. But then you also want to try to keep them from depositing your seed somewhere else. Because that could be problematic.
Could be problematic.
You don't know their choice later, you know? Yeah, there's a lot of weird research in the ghost world. Yeah. So basically, we used our space and cleaned it out and converted it into a screening room.
Now, how many people does it fit?
We get about 15 to 25 people.
That's very cool.
Right? And everybody's all hanging out at all different kinds of chairs, couches, everything's together. And you guys can actually go online on deathisnoescape.com. Deathisnoescape.com.
I'm gonna fall asleep and wake up in the middle and yell it out.
Deathisnoescape.com. Yeah, exactly. Oh, and there'll be a ghost next to you.
Right,
that one will be the succubus.
The succubus will be ready to go.
Right now. As long as you like the page, though.
Right.
Make sure you like the page first, or else you don't want to have the succubus with you.
No.
It's not going to work out.
It won't work out the same.
Exactly. I'm so lost in the succubus, I have no idea what I was plugging this out.
You were just plugging the
theater. Basically, we do this theater. 15 audiences.
Right.
Everyone loves this film. I mean, I've made 5 feature films.
Mm-hmm.
I've never had my films are a little freaky, a little weird, I gotta do weird things.
Right.
I've never had an audience have such amazing reactions, such consistent reactions. Cool. The entire first 40 minutes of the film, hysterical. I had no idea. People got everything that I was amused by that.
Well, that's the cool thing when as a filmmaker, when you sit down for the first time.
Right.
You actually watch the film with an audience.
Right.
And you make sure they get, where it's funny, where they laugh, and it's great. It's a
and
great
you start
film.
realizing it's like validation.
Yeah, sure.
It's like, oh my God, that's my crazy humor. You like that?
Right.
Oh,
Right.
that's great. So then there's a point, and it happens all the time, where it just starts to get tense, and then the children ghosts start to come in, and then people start to feel this loss,
right.
And it's like you don't know, you are afraid of these ghosts, or you want to try to help these ghosts,
right?
And then you're stuck,
right?
Because you're in the same situation they are,
right?
Because the children,
right?
And then you start to realize that they're not the only ones in the basement,
right?
And you can't get out.
I got you.
It's an emotional trip, man. I gotta be honest. I don't like gore movies, like Hostels and things like that.
Psychological are always scarier,
yes.
Especially when you don't see things. Because it's always scary because it's in your own mind's eye. That's why Paranormal Activity.
Yeah.
At the end, where you hear screaming, but you don't see it.
Right.
It's always that much more.
What did you think of the last frame of the movie? The last shot.
The first one, or the second one?
The first one.
It's crazy.
I love the entire film, right? I had such a problem with the last.
No, I love it when she gets pulled out of bed and
love that when she's looking into the camera, and then they do that effect.
Yeah.
I was terrified when she was just looking into the camera.
Right.
When the effect happened, I'm like, okay.
Yeah, I got you. But usually when you don't, Remember she's like that demonic scream?
Yeah.
And you
You
don't
don't
see
know
it.
what's happening.
It's scary.
I love that
I'm
stuff.
getting chills now.
Dude, do you know that in the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, you never actually see on-screen violence?
No, I know.
Ever.
I know. That's
But
crazy.
it's so horrific.
Right.
This is what we do.
Awesome.
We creep you out in your head. You
That's
know?
the best way to die.
And on top of it, the name of the film, we got this name from the people online voting from a bunch of different films, and this one just resonated with them.
Right.
The title. And
What is it? I forgot the name of it already.
Death is
No
no
joke.
escape. And where's
Yeah,
the
I can't
website?
forget
Where's
that.
the website?
.com.
There you go. Deathisnoescape.com.
There you go. So before we let you go,
Yes.
let's just tell everybody again. We know that website, but how they can find you and.
Oh,
all that good stuff.
actually, you can find a lot of stuff for us. If you go on Google, just Google Cypher Films or Cypher Productions. You could also Google Franklyn of Cypher Films, or just deathisnoescape.com or cypherproductions.com or lastnightinbrooklyn.com, which is the film that Lauren and I first met on. And their Facebook, just Death Is No Escape on Facebook, the independent film, and IMDb.
You said that wrong, but we'll do that.
IMDb.
There you go.
IMDb. I do that a lot.
I know. I understand the fact.
I don't know why I do
I'm a
that a
little
lot.
nervous. 50,000 people watching it.
You know, that doesn't bother me.
No, it doesn't, because it's just really.
I
camera.
wish I could see them. So I could be like, hey, how you doing? What's up? You know, I just want to meet them, you know what I mean? So come down, meet us.
Come meet us. Maybe we hang out on his pad and watch the movie.
Dude, I'd love that.
Yeah.
You guys want to see the film? Email films@cypherproductions.com and we will RSVP to you. So that films@cypherproductions.com.
You might have the world record for most different .coms in one seating.
Thank you, my friend.
You gonna hang out a little bit?
I am.
Let's get up for Franklyn one more time. We'll be back in 2 minutes. Do something.
Hi, I'm Sarah McLaughlin. This
Baseball.
season, thousands of innocent, loving
Players.
will be abandoned, left alone to suffer and die. For just $18 a month, you'll rescue
Players.
from their abusers, provide medical care, food, shelter, and love. Please call right now. There's
A player.
waiting for your help.
Don't make no difference. Escape one last time. It's easy.
Action. The one, the only. The one, the only. The one, the only.
In the life with Steve Stanulis. In the life with Steve Stanulis. In the life with Steve Stanulis.
Welcome back to Hit the Life with Steve Stanulis. I'm Steve Stanulis. We have an amazing show so far, and this next guest is a real good dear friend of mine. And actually, we have a play. The play I've been talking about for the last 6 months, Strip the Play, has been chosen, not because I know Van, but because of its own merit to come out and be at the Strawberry Festival. So it brings me great pleasure to bring him out right now. Without further ado, let's bring out the CEO right now, Mr. Dirk Fisher of the Strawberry Festival.
going to be an exciting festival this year.
I know. So you've grown.
Yeah, we have. This is our 22nd season.
Wow.
Of the Strawberry One Act Festival. We started out in 1995, and this year we've expanded, and we are now the Strawberry Theater Festival.
That's right.
And we've got 30 plays in the festival this year.
Now, before we get into those plays, explain the whole process of how you decide what plays you're looking for. Do people submit to you? Do you get a lot of friends that bother you to make sure their plays in there? How does the whole thing go?
We get all of that. I mean, ideally, we're pretty much open to all types of plays.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it can be experimental plays, it can be abstract, musicals, you name it. And I pretty much take the responsibility in reading all the plays that come.
Wow.
Because I want to make sure that I'm responsible in terms of knowing what's put out there. You know, we had one time there was a play about Jesus and dildos. I was like, I don't think so. You know, so really? I think it's very important to read all the plays.
Really?
You know? Yeah, really.
Jesus
really, yeah. So you know, you've got to read everything. But
ghosts, succubus,
I've heard about that.
Jesus and dildos. Only on this in the Bible, Steve Stanulis.
But the main purpose of the festival is to provide a platform for developing new plays and outstanding artists. And we put a spin on it. We made it into a competition. So the audience gets to vote every night. The Strawberry One Act Festival has plays that are anywhere from 15 minutes to 30 minutes. So each night, an audience will see in each series 3 to 4 plays.
Right.
And that takes like an hour and a half. The audience gets to vote. So just like with the American Idol, plays move from the first round to the semifinals to the finals.
Sure.
Then we have the theater's judges come in, and they help select which plays make it to the award ceremony.
Wow.
And then, you know, we give out the best prize, the best play, which is $1,500 plus a development deal, have a full-length play done.
Wow.
And we give out to best director, best actor.
Well, that's already done. I'm already going to win that. So don't worry. But going back, what inspired you to start the Strawberry Festival? And you know, what was the process like to even start like a festival with plays?
Well, you know, the main thing, like I said, it was, you know, we've done the reading series before in terms of looking for new works. And so I decided, you know, to do it as a competition.
Right.
You know, and have playwrights submit small works first, just so we can get a taste. I think it's harder sometimes to write a short play than it is a full one.
Sure.
You know, even some of our playwrights who won the festival, sometimes when you get the long form, they overwrite.
Right.
But when you have that limitation of a short play, you got to get to the meat. You got to get rid of all the crap and just focus on the main important ingredients.
Sure.
You know, so it's been pretty exciting and very fulfilling.
Now, have you ever had like I said, I run a film festival, as we spoke about, but have you ever had a friend who was a playwright that wanted you to show his play,
right,
and it wasn't that good? And what do you do in a situation like that?
Well, you know,
has that ever happened?
Yeah, it hasn't happened that way, but I mean, we've had people who submitted plays and that weren't good, and so they just.
Was that friends of yours?
Yeah, some, yeah.
Okay.
But I mean, if it's not good, I just have to be honest with them. Yeah, that's it. You know, you can't get in if it's not good.
Right. You want to keep it.
You have to keep the quality and the standard pretty high.
Yeah,
right,
sure.
Right.
But now, once everybody submits the whole thing, so the whole process is they submit it.
Right.
You review everything, and then does relevancy count? I mean, what are the main points of each thing to make sure that like your play is suited for your festival?
I guess originality, you know, looking for something different in terms of, you know, subject matter, how it's executed. And the other thing that's interesting about the festival is that a person can write a great play and you can read it and it can be good. But then the next step depends on how it's executed.
Sure.
We had one situation, I thought it was a great play, but it wasn't a play for beginners in terms of beginner actors. And this particular playwright had her boyfriend directed and had...
Did he slate it?
No, not exactly. But she had a boyfriend directed and had a girl who was playing one of the lead roles. And it was a very mature situation about incest.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it's not something for a first time, you know, actress. Sure. And so as a result of that, the play didn't make it to the next round. And it wasn't because of the play not being well written.
The execution.
It was the execution. So, and then sometimes we get some plays that are kind of abstract where you're not too sure, is it going to be great? Or is it going to be bad or just so-so? And because of the director and their vision and what they do with it, and also what the actors bring to it, it can just blow you away.
Right.
So again, I attribute a lot to all the elements to make that play a success.
Now, has there been a certain play that started with you guys that actually went on to be like a big smashing success?
There's one play.
Commercially?
There's a couple of plays that have been made into films. The last play that comes to mind is in 2008. It's called Cold April.
Okay.
And it's dealing with the Miranda incident with the genocide.
Oh wow. Well, it's a comedy.
No,
yeah,
right. But it was very powerful, very well done. So some people have used the festival if they're working on a television series to try something out. There's a lot of people use it as a backers audition.
Right.
Some people have used it for, again, like when they're doing a film.
Sure.
They'll try it out. They'll do maybe the first act for the festival and bring in backers, and then they shoot it as a feature film.
Sure.
So that's been pretty good.
Now you're also doing video diaries.
Right.
Which is something cool.
Yeah. Now I just started that a year ago. So we've had two projects in the video diaries, and I've been watching all the reality shows and realized that you really get vested. The audience really gets vested into the project if you get to know something about the artist.
Sure.
So that was my key thing. And I found for me, even though I read the plays before it's presented, by me seeing the video diaries before the plays actually performed, I feel like I know the actors.
Sure.
I feel like I understand what the playwright was intending, why they wrote this piece.
Right.
And I'm vested, and then I really, really want to see it.
Sure.
So we've done the same thing, and we've had some remarkable results.
No, I think that's awesome because what happens is a lot of times with plays, and again now being a playwright and actually trying to bring it to life, people don't realize all the bullshit and nonsense between auditions, rehearsals,
right,
all the nonsense that goes before they're just seeing the finished product.
Right, and that's another reason.
Right.
Because I realize, you get a lot of actors and people who see the shows and they don't realize what it really takes.
What it took to get from that
that's
point
right,
A
that's
to...
right. So this helps open their eyes.
Yeah.
And some people, when they realize how much work's involved, then they don't want to be an actor anymore.
Right.
There are a lot of actors who get into the business for the wrong reasons.
Right.
They just want to be there for the glory of the cast party or the opening, for the applause.
Well, that's why I do it. I mean,
But the work is important too. So this, that was the other reason for doing it, for giving people the insight to what the artist is like. A lot of artists in New York City and people who come from other states and other countries here, they really sacrifice a lot for their craft, especially when they haven't made it big yet. So this is really bare bones.
Right.
In terms of the audience coming to see it, they're getting the work. They're getting the product. There are no, bells and whistles.
Sure. Sure. Yeah, absolutely. And what I want you to do is I want you to just tell everybody, first of all, when the festival starts.
Mm-hmm.
The theater, the address, how we can find you, and all that good stuff.
Well, we're going to be doing the Video Diaries project at our launch party. It's going to be on July 25th from 7 to 9:30. It's going to be at Ridley Greer Studios, located at 528th Avenue on the 10th floor, Studio D. It's going to be great. You'll meet a lot of the artists there. The actual festival, the Strawberry Theater Festival, will begin August 2nd, and it'll run all the way through August 26th, and we'll be at the theater at St. Clement's, located at 423 West 46th Street. That's right there between 9th and 10th Avenue. You can get tickets on our website, which is www.3ontheater.com. But you can also Google us. Google the Strawberry Theater Festival. You can Google the Strawberry One Act Festival. All the plays will come up. We've got 30 plays. I'm also doing a musical that I wrote called Dream Babies.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, which is dealing with teenagers living in foster care, going to a charter school in the urban city of New York. And how they're inspired by their mentors and teachers that help them to achieve excellence. So I'm really touched by that.
Right.
And it's going to be great.
No, I'm super excited. August 4th, 50,000 of you watching out there.
That's right.
August 4th, come see Strip and support. We hope to see you there, and I'm going to do my best to promote it and get you guys to come see this, because you're going to be worth it. We'll be back in 2 minutes, 2 seconds.
Hi, I'm Harrison Ford. I'm a big fan of the men and women of our armed forces, and I'm honored to be here today in support of the Spirit of Liberty Foundation's Crossing of America. This is an effort to raise funds and awareness for our wounded warriors and their families, and for the families of our fallen heroes. I urge every American to support this effort in every way that they can.
Liberty, and the pursuit of happiness
are all courtesy.
Life, liberty, and the pursuit of happiness
are all courtesy of the heroic men and women of the United States military.
They give so much, and they ask so little.
I'm Joe Montaigne.
I'm Jack Scalia.
I'm Nick Searcy.
I'm Bonnie Jo Laughlin.
I'm Scott Elrod. Please help me thank our heroes by doing something.
Donate your time, talent, or gifts
to groups and organizations devoted to our troops and their families.
Visit a veterans hospital.
A smile, a hug,
a shoulder, a handshake,
or even an attentive ear goes a long, long way.
Quite simply, give.
They'll sincerely appreciate it.
And it just might do wonders for you too.
Remember, freedom isn't free.
Freedom isn't free.
Freedom isn't free.
Get involved.
Give back now.
God bless America.
Tonight. I'm so blessed to have all these people come on my show each and every week. But we have one more lady I want to bring out. She's a dear friend of mine. She's an actress and director, producer. Let's hear it for the one, the only, Tina Krause.
How are you, man?
How are you holding up in the heat?
Oh, God, you know what? I'm okay with the heat, believe it or not.
Are you really?
Yeah.
In this weather?
Yeah.
That's a little too
beach.
Much. No, it's beach, yeah, but we're in Manhattan, unfortunately.
Rockaway, come on.
Oh, Rockaway, right. Jones Beach.
We got a little gem here too, guys.
Coney Island. Right?
That's not a gem, though.
So what's going on?
Oh, you know, just got finished walking the red carpet.
Yeah, do tell.
Okay, movie I directed a while back got released, and didn't get released for a while due to a lot of red tape and all the BS that goes on.
No, wait, there's BS in
red tape in Hollywood? Yeah, the BS and the big long red tape. It's terrible.
What happened?
Well,
let's talk about the red carpet first.
Let's forget about that garbage.
Yeah.
We'll that's what happened. It's garbage.
Yes.
So anyway, I had a friend of mine who opened up a distribution company.
Nice.
Not in oddities. Yeah.
That's always good to know. Somebody who's a distribution company
yes.
is a filmmaker.
He had seen the film maybe a year before he opened up the company.
Okay.
And him and another director that I worked with saw it as well, and they were like, "Why are you not releasing this?" And I was like, "Well, this, that, and the other." So, making a long story short, they fixed this, that, and the other,
right.
And it got released in May, at the end of May.
And what's the name of the film?
Limbo. It's a place between heaven and hell.
I thought it was like you go under a stick and dance.
That I was going to do one like that, but then I was worried about the succubus.
The succubus and the whole,
so
it's all about
Jesus
with dildos. What happened?
Whoa!
I might want to see that one.
I mean, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, no.
So wait, so we have a show so far. We have a show about ghosts.
Yeah.
Jesus and dildos. Now we're talking about heaven and hell.
Yeah, it's the Limbo is basically it's a serial killer, this female serial killer, and she is dying, or should I say, in between living and dying.
Mm-hmm.
She's on her way out, and she's kind of going through this limbo because she's about to die.
Pass over, right?
Yep. So this is like her trial period to ask for forgiveness or admit to everything that she's done, and you'll have to watch the movie to see what happens.
Right. No, absolutely.
It's based off of sound.
Really?
Yes, based off of sound.
Now, were you smoking heavy ganja when you created this film? Or?
Oh yeah, I was no, I was actually drinking a lot of coffee and
cocaine.
Yeah, not cocaine. No, that would no.
No, we would right. That would be no.
With the amount of coffee, I would have died. It would have filmed my scene.
There you go.
I die all the time, by the way, guys. So yeah, no. We finally finished it, thank God, and through a lot of different things. We based the movie on sound.
Sure. Now tell everybody in the audience, when you say you based it on sound, what do you mean by that?
Okay, there are certain sounds that are irritating and almost like fearful. Like if you hear them, like they're just like David Lynch used it a lot in his films, his early stuff. In fact, his very first student film, he used it. It's just the like. I had a guy, Mike Sands, actually sit down and in his basement. There it goes.
There's a lot of creepy similarities there.
It's a creepy basement too.
Oh, was it really?
Yeah, I'm gonna go down there. I don't know. And I'm the B actress. I'm the scream queen. I wouldn't go down there. No way. I'll sooner be in Bushwick. I'll kick your ass before I go down in that basement. No way.
So scary.
No. No, but he was down there, that crazy guy.
Where I even forgot what we were talking about. Right?
Oh, Limbo, the soundtrack. He was sitting down making a soundtrack on his guitar, just on an electric guitar, the entire soundtrack.
Oh wow!
And it is so creepy and so like it sends chills up your spine. It's just like
that's amazing because, like I said, I mean, you know, not to be, but like Jaws,
yeah,
all that when you hear music like that, it makes the senses so aware. I mean, it just enhances everything.
Yeah, it's primarily based on that, and it's also based on visuals. It's very visual, not so much. There's some gore factors in there, but it's more weird, like as if you were on an acid trip. Like, what is this coming at you?
That's why I feel like I am right now.
Yeah.
Doing this whole show.
This whole show is an acid trip. Holy
yeah, you ain't kidding.
You can make a movie about this show.
You
What
ain't
would you
kidding.
call it?
I know. Succubus.
The
Succubus meets the slate.
Yeah.
Cut.
Yeah, exactly. Stop. Yeah. But yeah, so we finished it. It premiered. I walked the red carpet for it. It was kind of nice.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I'm happy about it.
Where did it premiere?
Oh, actually, we were up in the Poconos.
Oh, what?
We premiered up in the Poconos.
That's creepy up there, isn't it?
Yeah, it was in the theater.
There's its own
and
scary
everything.
movie up there.
Oh, yeah, I saw it in the actual theater, and I'm just like, this theater is really old.
Right.
I'm like, oh boy.
Now, this is not your first. That's not your directorial debut now, right?
No. Well, yeah, yes and no. I had done this movie first, but because I was so frustrated with everything that went on with the set, because it was my first directing. Right. Okay, my first picture that I directed. I immediately grabbed my crew, and I was frustrated. Had a few drinks in me, and I was like, you know what? And you know, you just say the damnedest things sometimes.
No, it happens.
I'm sitting at the bar, and here's my crew, and I'm like, fucking actors, god damn it! And I have to say this because I'm an actor too for like 20 years. Hello, right? So I'm doing this, right? And I'm like, the bartenders. I'm like, give me another shot. You know, I'm like, make it a double, and I'm like flipping out. I'm like, I'm never directing another film again. I'll sooner shoot myself in the face.
Or go to Bushwick before you go down the face.
Yeah, exactly. I turn and I look at my sound guy and I'm like, Sean, your cell phone, how many minutes? And he's like, he's scared already. He's scared of me from the whole fucking shoot. So he was just like,
I'd be scared if I was acting. I'd feel scared.
He's like, it'll last the night. I'm like, great. I'm like, you guys, I'll tell you what we're doing right now. We're making a film with no people. Who the hell needs people in a movie? That's overrated. Yes. Okay, we went back to my loft. So I was serious. I was dead serious, and I was mad too. Mad and drunk. Wow. Okay. So I bring them, and they're not saying anything. They're like, "All right, man. Okay." They have no. They're like, "How?" In the back, I know what they're thinking because I can see it on their face. How the fuck is this crazy girl going to shoot a movie with nobody in it? Fine, just let her do it. That's what they're thinking, right?
Yeah.
And I know it too because I can see it on their face because it's totally blank. So I'm like, set the shot for this answering machine and then another answering machine. And what it was called Phone Tag. And it won the New York Slam.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Which is ironic. I didn't use any people. I was determined, damn it. Alright, so I'm like setting up the shots and I'm like, this is going to be the male area and this is the female area. And it's about a guy who calls the wrong number. Mm-hmm. And he gets this girl, and then he figures, well, the heck with it, man. I'll ask her on a date. Because it was a blind date anyway. And it goes back and forth. They keep missing each other's calls. But he doesn't know that she's a vegetarian. And he asks her to go out to a steakhouse, and she's offended. So it starts to get rough, and it turns out that he's really a mass murderer, and he does wind up killing her in the end. But
So it's a romantic comedy.
It's a romantic comedy. You guys will laugh and
love those.
cheer and be in love.
It's like a first date movie.
Yeah, this is kind of how I felt. Like, I was just like, man, I want to rip somebody to pieces, and I need an excuse. Somebody call me. Yes.
Awesome.
So we wrote it and shot it that same evening, and then the following day they edited it. Because they were too, like, I can't believe we just did this. And I was like, well, when I'm angry and I have a few shots of whiskey in me, yeah, you're going to do it. Typical director.
Well, you want to be directors?
A drinking director, I love it.
That's it.
Have some whiskey. Make it fun with no people.
Make it fucking sound.
It's that easy.
It's that easy.
Right?
I wish it was that easy. It was more like, get that goddamn shot again. Shot your phone. Call me again. You gotta call it again. And the answering machine would keep going. Beep. It was one of those old ones. So it'd be like,
Right.
please leave a message. Like, it would drive you insane to hear it. Like, when we were editing it, I swear I would walk out and, like, if that phone rang when I got home, I'd be like picking it up, like, who is this? Don't call me. Don't ever call me again. This time, because I don't pick it up fast enough, and I hear that stupid machine. And they were like, oh my God, Tina, you're losing it.
I don't even want to.
Right now.
Yo, Steve, I don't want to see the movie. I just want to see her direct the movie.
That's right.
I want to see the process.
I think we should just make a movie on her directing a movie with no people in it.
Watch Tina just direct the whole movie, drunk and mad.
Yeah, some whiskey and let's make some shit. Let's create something.
Yes, that's pretty much how that went.
Very
Yeah.
cool.
That's good.
Now you've got a lot of credits, correct?
Oh, yeah.
On IMDb.
Phew.
How many credits do you have?
I've been in about maybe I mean, I don't even know all the movies I've been in because I forget. But no, it's over 200. I don't.
I know you have. I thought I had a lot of credits.
I've got people coming up to me going, hey, oh my God, you were so wonderful and blah blah blah, and I'll be signing autographs and I'll be like, which one was that? And I'm like, yeah, girl, thank you. And they were like, do you remember when you bit the? I was a vampire movies, like 90% of them are, right? So I was like, do you remember when you bit the?
Give me your best. Wait. Give me your best vampire imitation right now.
Oh God, I hate vampires.
Come on, do me something.
No.
That was like a creepy Eddie Munster thing. Give me something.
I don't want to give you a vampire.
Come on, a little vampire. What was that, like a seductive vampire? What was that?
Yeah, it was.
Alright.
Can you be a vampire slayer?
Yeah, be a vampire slayer right now.
You want to be a vampire?
I don't know, I'm afraid. I don't know.
She needs a drink.
It would be like,
She needs a drink.
It would be something like this if I was a vampire slayer. It would just be, I would just pull my sword out and it'd be like, just like right in there.
That's very
Very
good.
nice and simple
I
because.
told that's the very method right there. That's method, right? I totally believe
Yeah, I
you.
kill vampires normally so I can get into character. Dude, that's why there's not any around. That's why zombies are taking over the world.
That's right.
What is that new thing now? Bath salt?
Yes.
What the hell is
I
going
actually
on?
snort bath salt before every show.
I was like, I saw it. I looked at some of the. I was like, wow, and I'm sitting there.
You
And
see
going,
ate that guy's face?
Yeah, I was like, this is a movie. Oh my God,
Why
is
would
this
you do
a
that?
movie?
That's what it is.
Like,
You direct. I'll snort some bath salt and we'll just see what happens.
I'll bring the whiskey.
Walk down
You bring
out,
whiskey
bring
bar,
whiskey.
bring whiskey.
An angry director directing a bath salt movie right in Manhattan. What do you
Right now.
think about that?
Right after the show.
That's it.
So Tina, let's tell everybody how we can find you.
Okay.
Well, you know, all your good stuff, Facebook, Twitter, what have you.
Basically, you could just go onto Facebook, Tina Krause, Krause. No, I'm not related to. Everybody asks me, are you related to Brian Krause? No, I'm not related to Brian Krause.
Okay. I was actually not going to ask that, but that's...
No, I always get it. I'm like, no, right? But yeah, you could do that, or you could Google my name and like 6 million things will come up.
That's cool.
Yeah, it'll be a list and just pick and choose. And I'm sure you'll see some funny interviews and you can laugh.
No.
Oh yeah.
Funny interviews with you? No.
Yeah. God, I hope they don't show any behind the scenes. I think I'll just crack.
And what about IMDb?
IMDb, yes, IMDb, Tina Krause, same thing. you know, you could see, I'm sure the films are listed on there as well as the movies that I directed and the upcoming one that I'm going to direct.
Now, is there going to be, one last thing, is there a way we can see that film that was on the red carpet? How can they see that?
Yeah, Mountain Oddities, or you can, again, contact me on Facebook, and I will get a copy out.
Nice. And what are you working on now, real quick?
Okay, right now I'm working on a script called The Sundowners. It is a real crazy, fun kind of Quentin Tarantino-ish, as I've been told.
It's a vampire film?
No, it's not a vampire film, okay? But it is a mass murder, and a bunch of people escape from a mental institution to take over a town, and they have sundowners, which is severe dementia.
Oh, wow.
So,
another
they're
romantic
normal in the daytime, but at 6 p.m. they're completely batshit crazy.
Really?
And they think there are other characters, like the motel owner thinks he's Billy the Kid. There's a 6-shooter, you know. The waitresses think that they're wind-up dolls and they keep running out of batteries. we have a priest that prays to, he thinks he's Jesus Christ and he's walking the earth.
Does he do anything with dildos or no?
No, but he has a lot to do with pigs and rubber masks.
Okay, cool. Awesome. I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, it's gonna be a really twisted one. It's got a lot of weird depth in it.
Cool. Very cool. Can we have you hang out for a couple minutes?
Absolutely.
Tina Krause, everyone. Steve Stanulis. And once again, if you dream out loud. We'll see you next week.
Bye.
All right.
Bye.